Alright, what's good YouTube? It's Yugioh Youtube here. So this past weekend we had YCS Sydney. I came 11th place, so top 16. I lost the first round of the tournament to the WCQ Australian World Champion on feature match, which was very embarrassing. And I proceeded to win every match after that, day one, and then day two I won the first two matches, and then unfortunately lost the last two matches. So to Freddie, shout outs to Freddie on Radiant Typhoon, and I lost the final round to Dragon Tail. I want to give first of all shout outs to my testing group circle, the Yummy Boys, shout outs to Levi and especially Peter and Dean. Shout outs to Alliance Games, best locals in Sydney. Shout outs to all the judge teams. Shout outs to American players like Christian Urena, Luke Sacco, Logan Johnson. Like all those guys are super nice, and Triff. So yeah, let's get into the deck profile. I decided to play the Pure Yummy deck, which the reason we decided to play Pure Yummy was because we felt like it had the best odds to win going second, as it can play the most non-engine than any other deck in the format. The only thing we had to figure out was if the deck was strong enough into like board breaker decks like Radiant Typhoon and Dracotel. So this is what we came up with. For the Yummy engine, we just played the cleanest cards, just 15 Yummies. And we decided to play Pure Yummy. The reason for this is because there are all sorts of versions you can play. There's like Sulfur Yummy, Fiendsmith Yummy, there's DM Yummy with the new Wanted cards. There's all sorts of different variants, and like Tri-Brigade, Radiant Yummy. But the reason why we really like the Pure is it just plays the most hand traps, the most non-engine than any other deck, and the end board is honestly like strong enough to be able to realistically beat anything. So we just play 15 starters and extenders, and these ones are really clean. Like there's no better extender than drawing a second Yummy card. So I always just want to draw two Yummy. And then for the other engine requirements, play both field spells, Surprise, and then the best card in the deck by far, Assist Yummy. This is the new card from Burst Protocol. This card makes the Pure Yummy deck playable. Without this card, there's no chance you can play it. This card basically beats all the board breakers. It beats Droplet, it beats Dark Ruler, it beats Forbidden Crown on your Snatchy, because you're able to send away the negated Snatchy with this, and then you can like surprise it back, or you can tag out your Cupsy way to summon this. Also, people just like had no idea what this card does. It's a non-targeting bounce. You're able to out cards like Dragoon or Albion the Sanctifier Dragon. And it makes your Mao a much stronger one-card combo if your Cupsy way gets ashed, because you can tag it into this. Also, this card can like add cards from either player's graveyards back to the hand. So you can add back your Ash Blossoms if you had to Ash a Molchummy on your turn. And just like little stuff like this. I did cool plays all weekend. I got like Cool Bite on my Veiler. I trained this, add back my Veiler, and then Veiler him again. And being able to Foolish Burial any Yummy card comes up in the grind game, especially when you have when you want to shuffle back cards with your Koki and your minion. And Mal can then place this back from the banishment, because Mal can only place from deck or banishment. So this card was amazing. Best card all weekend. I think I won like 5 matches just by this card and people not playing into it. Yeah, this card, I can't stress enough, like you must play this card if you're playing Pure Yummy. Even just like any Yummy, I would play this card. This card beats all the board breakers. So good. And then this is the biggest reason to play the deck. There's 21 hand traps. Pure Yummy cannot beat any half boards, so you must completely stop them, and you must draw 3 hand traps. So I guess the only thing to really stand out here is there's no Molchummies in our main deck. Shout outs to like the guy who made top 16 at Dortmund at the 300th and Christian Urena. The Yummy is terrible at breaking boards, so you must completely stop them, and so we rather play like actual real hand traps to just stop them, and then just win from there. These ones started to get more popular, but this one was the tech choice of the weekend for Dracotel. I think every time I resolved Red Sea, I pretty much won, except in my final match where I misplayed. I versed Dracotel. I beat every single one of them except one in the final round, and honestly it was because I lost the die roll and I would just go second. I draw Red Sea and like 3 hand traps, and you can stop them completely, and then a Cupsy ends the game. A lot of people were caught off guard by this card. The reason to play this one in the main deck is because if Rahu resolves, you instantly lose the game. So being able to play like Deltas, Ashes, and Retseas to stop the Rahu is very important, so that way you can actually win going second versus Detail, and even going first when you make your board and you have the Retsea, you feel pretty insulated. And then there's just like 21 hand traps. This one's obviously not as strong into like Vanquish Soul K9, but then there's just 18 other very strong hand traps, which you can draw like 2 or 3 of them sometimes, and it's good enough. And then the Red Sea is also pretty good into like other decks, surprisingly, like Sky Striker, you can hit Linkage, Memento, you can hit Bone Party or Fusion or Grand Breakout. You can hit like Polymerization versus Lunalight. There's just like, even like the Yummy variants that play the DM support, you can hit Hollowed Azamina. There's just like a lot of ways that this card's live. And we have ways to play under our own Red Sea, which a lot of people were asking. But yeah, and then there's just 21 normal hand traps. The Gamma was clutch. I drew this card quite a bit for like people ashing my map, or sometimes they would like ash Cupsy way. I chained a tag out, they chained Bell, I chained Gamma at the game ends. And yeah, these cards here hit Rahu, Draco Tail, because if Rahu resolves, you lose. So we just want to make sure we can win going second. So that was the main deck. It was 41 cards. I thought I was pretty happy with it. And then the extra deck is pretty standard. Played obviously the Snatchy, Link Karibo. Gravity Controller comes up in combos when your Yugioh Defender gets impermed, which I'll get to in a minute. And yep, Almirage, which you must play if you're playing Yummy, SP obviously. The Synchro Monsters. So the Star Ham, which is super important. A lot of the time going second, Snatchy will fetch a Croaky to like break boards a bit, and then the Star Ham will fetch Mao, and Mao will get the minion to kill them. So you must play this card. Also because we played the Dawn Dragster package. So our end board is like Ashura King with Dawn Dragster and all the Yummy cards, which is okay. It's strong enough to get you there with 21 hand traps. So the idea is Starham Reborn's like a Cupsy way or a Lollipo. You synchro them into this. This blows up your field spell to summon a level 2 token, and you make a spell trap negate. And this just helps stop Rahu. It stops like Visions. It stops Radiant Typhoon cards. It stops Kaiser Kane. I don't know. Just like spell trap negate is always good. And then the card of the weekend, Yugioh Defender. So the reason we decided to play this was because we wanted to insulate from Nibiru a bit more. Most of the Yummy decks that say they beat Nib, they don't really beat Nib, because essentially they have to do cursed plays where they'll like burn Lollipo, summon back 2, make a Samsara Cat, make a Melfi, summon back the cat and make Zalin or whatever it's called. But that's not good into Nibiru, because if they nib you, you burn Lollipo away. And with us, we are able to make this all before Lollipo. So worst case, if we get nibbed, we still have all of our Yummy cards, we still have our Lollipo tag back. We're still able to end on a very strong board. So the Ashura King is just really good insulation. And if your Yugioh gets impermed, you just turn it into a Gravity Controller and summon your guy anyway. So the Goyos are really, really good. This card is also awesome. The Ashura King, it randomly can kill you. It does 77 damage by himself because he can attack 3 times. So, yeah, really, really strong card. The Goyos, just people didn't really know what was going on. And, yeah, Ashura King was very good. So our end board is like this, plus this, with like Assist Yummy and Surprise and the Cupsies and all the tag outs. So, yeah. And then for the side deck, we did side deck 6 Mole Chummies for the VS decks. Sometimes I side this into Dracatail, but we sided in all these cards for the mirror matches, and for Vanquish Soul, K9, or any K9 deck, any big combo deck you want like the Mole Chummies for. So you just side out like the dead Red Seas and maybe the Bells and maybe like the Deltas here and there. You just side in like these cards because it is nice in the mirror. And then we just played some going first cards. Nothing really we said here. It's pretty standard, but that was the deck. Overall, like I said, it was really good. I would run it back if I could. Shout outs to all the boys again, and thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.